Well. Good morning, everybody. This your boy Coach Dante, along with my boy Live Sports Wire Sports man. Our boy Chris is gonna be on with in a minute with us in this college football Saturday morning showdown show. Man, shout out to y'all, man. We about to have some more college football another Saturday, another college football weekend, man. Martin, how you doing, man? How you
I'm
doing?
good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Man, I'm saying just the slate of games today is gonna be one for the record books. I can tell you that much.
Oh man, it's going down, man. Last week it went down a little bit, but it's going down, man. It's really going down. So, without further ado, man, our boy Chris will be up here in a second, but man, we have some great games going on, man. You know, we have the matchup in Eugene, Oregon today between the
Hmm.
Colorado Buffaloes and the Oregon Ducks. You got Ohio State and Notre Dame. That game ain't much talked about because you always know the focus is on Coach Prime squad. So hey, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So then what got a question for you. What team has something to prove as conference play racking up? Give me a team that has something to prove as conference play getting racked up and started.
So a team that has something to prove. I'm pretty much looking at the whole landscape of college football right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one sticks out to me is Utah and the UCLA game because Utah, they won the conference two times straight last year. Um, Another team that sticks out to me, how real is Florida State? I'm saying they up in Clemson today in my area. So I want to see, you know, I ain't gonna tell you my pick, but I think that, you know, what can happen between that game, Florida State going in there 3-0, Clemson is 2-1. Um, I think everybody, we all gonna talk about. Actually, in another game too, that's
Mm-hmm.
really sticks out is that Alabama Ole Miss game.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I,
That game sticks out really for me because I want to see if Nick Saban still has it, or is this the changing of the guard with Clemson and Alabama?
yeah.
So yeah. So, but everything else, I mean, you could throw. It's so many. That's the
Yeah.
thing about it. It's so many to pick from. I do want to. I am going to take a really good interest in that late game tonight, that North Carolina Pitt game, because I want to see what Pitt could do. I'm gonna see if they could pull off an upset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, man, I mean, Rutgers had looked good too. They 3-0, Michigan 3-0. So this is, man, I'm telling you, it's if you ain't at a sports bar where there's a lot of TV, boy, you gonna be in for it the day at your house. Trying to like really focus on everything like that. So those are the last few couple of games that I have on slate.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of. I got two teams that I think that really actually have something to prove. I think Notre Dame has a lot to prove. You got
Hmm.
to prove to me that you can win a bigger game, a big game. And not only if you're going to make the college football playoff, you got to prove that you can compete as well. Last time they was in the national title or anything close, they wasn't even competitive. So when you play against someone that's actually on your tier or up
Hmm.
above, you don't seem to be competitive. But this is a big game. This is a big game for Notre Dame to prove, hey, that we're here. That Sam Hartman does make a difference on how this team
Hmm.
else, how this offense, and it's going to prove that is Notre Dame actually for real or not. So and then USC, you haven't won the
Hmm.
Pac-12. You still can't win the Pac-12. Keller Williams, Utah beat you twice. So can you finally get over that hump, over the Utah hump, and win
Hmm.
this and win the Pac-12? Because if you don't win the Pac-12, you may be too much up on the fire. You may be too much up on the fire. Care how good that offense is. Care offense gonna be able to put up points against anybody in college football. But your defense, the defense is the calling card of USC. That defense is pretty much maybe ended up in the downfall. So All right, who do you trust more out of those two teams? If you had to put your money on it, who do you trust more out of those two teams? Do you or do you think Notre Dame is for real? Like if they beat Ohio State, is they convincing you they're for real? They're title contender.
Yeah, if they beat Ohio State, yeah, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take them really for real because the thing about it is they still got games in the ACC, which they got to play Clemson. I think I'm not sure if they got North Carolina on tap. I have to look at their schedule real quick. But yeah, if they go down, Ohio State is in Notre Dame, so
Yep.
so they got Ohio State today. They got Duke. They got Louisville. They got USC in 3 weeks. After that, they got Pitt, they got Clemson, Wake Forest, Stanford. If they beat Ohio State today, they could pretty much finish the season. And then they got that showdown with USC. And I think they will beat USC. I think they will beat USC because if I'm looking at Notre Dame the first couple of games of the season, they do play pretty good sound football all the way around. And Sam Hartman is the key because he come from the ACC. He knows all of these teams in the ACC, so that gives him a really good advantage because he don't play them. Also, if they beat USC, there ain't nobody else gonna beat them. I don't even give Clemson a shot. You know what I'm saying? I already marked Clemson as a loss against them anyway. They beat Clemson last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody on that schedule. The two teams they got now, Ohio State, UCLA, they will get past them two. They're going undefeated. They're gonna be in They're gonna be in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I do have a question too, because when you was talking, I was like, right now, off the top of your head, if you had to pick 4 for the playoff spot, who would you pick?
Oh man! So now you trying to set me up right here. You trying to actually set me up after I done did it the first time. So right now, if I have to go with a straight 4, I'm still not gonna put my Longhorns in that 4 because I don't believe we're making that 4. I think we're still gonna have a slippage that we don't supposed to really have. And I'm gonna tell you guys today, don't be surprised if we go in Waco and we struggle in Baylor. Don't be surprised. That happens every Big 12 team going now. Remember, they almost beat TCU last year, and then Max Duggan took a Max Duggan miracle down the field to even get past them. So don't be surprised if Texas is going now. I'm telling the fans right now, I know Texas, know this team. This team is good as hell when they playing right, but when it's all bad, yes, it can get really ugly. But it's scary to play in Waco. It's scary to play in Waco. But other than that, I got Georgia. Georgia's the top dog to me, and to proving otherwise. Even though they have some signs of struggling, and they played a really good South Carolina team. South Carolina is actually good, man. That's a good team to play. That's a scary team to play in the SEC right there. If you have to go against them, they played really well last weekend. So I'm gonna go with Georgia. I'm gonna go with Georgia for right now. They deserving to be Ohio State deserving to be, even though I think they're going to have some slippage at this point. They're going to have some slippage down the road. I'm still taking Florida State in my number 4. I'm still got a toss up on that number 4 spot because I don't actually trust USC. I don't actually trust USC or like Notre Dame, but Utah. I got Utah as a sleeper. Like I say, I got Utah actually a dark horse.
I think Utah. Honestly, I said this, and I'm still gonna hold true to it.
Oh, I forgot Michigan. My bad.
Michigan. I got Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan.
I got Michigan and Georgia is the 1-2 lock.
1-2 lock.
Yeah. And then now Florida State, they could slip up too because you know what I'm saying. Even though they're playing Clemson, they're going to have to handle business because they still got Miami on the schedule. You know what I'm saying? They got, and Miami's, they playing really good football and they going to get stronger as the season goes on. So Florida State, they have a chance, but also, and Miami beat them, Miami can have a chance. You don't know what's the ACC going to look like. And also, to be honest, I give Colorado is a sleeper to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think even though this is Deion first year, that team, to me, I feel like Colorado is so unpredictable. We have seen them the last three weeks play TCU, in Nebraska, and then the Colorado State game. Now with Travis Hunter is going to be an uphill battle, but for some reason, man, I think they still could get it done. I think I don't know. This team just strives like that TCU type of team from last year. When you think they should lose, they don't lose. You know what I'm saying? Now they got to go against Oregon today. That's going to be a tall task in Eugene. But I did say if they lose today, I know USC got to be worried because USC going to have to. They got Stanford, they got Norte playing, and they got a Colorado team that could get them some challenges and beat them at home. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be something to watch as the weeks go on, how well these teams going to perform, who's going to separate themselves from the pack, and just like say, okay, we the clear-cut favorites. Because you got to think about it. Utah plays Colorado last game of the season. So we could look at a possible rematch into the Pac-12 championship. You never know. So I'm not gonna put Deion too far away from putting it there. But I did tell people I get them 9 wins. I say USC, Oregon, and Utah is going to be their 3 losses. Now I don't know. I'm not so sure. I mean, really, it's just they could do more. They could do a lot of damage. They could play spoiler to anybody right now. So, and that's where the Oregons and Utahs, they the ones gonna have to worry about it. So they're gonna have to come in and take care of business.
Yeah. So we got our boy Chris in the building right here. Chris. How about them BC, man? How about BC, man? Boston College. Chris, what's good, man?
Man, that was tough, but I'm proud. I'm really proud. I think we can definitely compete in the ACC this year. I think we're beating Louisville today.
I rooted for y'all last week. Yeah, man. I rooted for y'all hard. I was like,
put up a fight.
And last week when we was on the show, I told you, I said BC plays everybody tough in the ACC. Don't matter how their team looks, and they had opportunities to knock Florida State off. They really had opportunities.
They did.
Yep. 100%. So give me a team, man. Give me a team that has the most to prove with conference play getting started right now. Give me a couple teams that have something to prove going into conference play.
Arkansas, number 1, comes to mind. AJ Jefferson, he came back to college, and part of me thinks he came back to win a national championship. That's why he came back. That's why guys come back. Obviously, NIL money and everything. But KJ knows, with his size, they're not really sure what position to play him at. He's a quarterback, but I can see when he gets to the NFL, them pulling like they did to Tyree Jackson, trying to make him tight end. So I would hate to see that for KJ. KJ, Rocket Sanders, they have a great team down there. So I really hope Arkansas beats LSU today. Another team is Georgia. I'm not so Georgia. Actually, Georgia's not even the top 4 in my number 4. They're actually number 5 for me. I would take Texas over Georgia right now. And that's a hot take as it is, but at Georgia's offense is not that great.
No, they're not. They're not nothing special.
Yeah, Carson Beck is not nothing special. I mean, the best quarterback on that team is not even on the field, and that's gonna stop him. And he's on the bench, so I'm interested to see how Georgia does. My last team, I would say, going into conference play that has a lot to prove is the University of Cincinnati. Cincinnati, they lost a tough one last week. And, I was expecting them to win that one. They took an L. So they play Oklahoma today. And I think a lot of people, including myself, forgot that they're in the Big 12 this year. I thought that was in 2024. All these teams are moving over to the new conferences. I didn't realize, because I was looking at the standings today. I'm like, what? Cincinnati? I didn't realize it was that soon. But so they play Oklahoma today. It's at their field. The spread is 14.5. I'm not even touching that game. I mean, that's that's a trap game all the way. I mean,
man, hey, hold on. I forgot about. I gotta bring up this, man. Oklahoma State is really bad. They're a really bad football team. They got dominated by South Alabama last weekend at home. Is they really that's a question I want to add you. Is they really that damn bad? Is they really that bad?
Yeah, so I know an Oklahoma State player. He played a couple years ago there, and he told me Mike Gundy doesn't care about winning at all. All he cares about himself. And I'm like, I don't believe that. But then I started talking to more and more Oklahoma State players. They told me the same thing. He does not care about winning an national championship. Their quarterback situation down there is a mess. One of their options is Mike Gundy's son, Gunnar Gundy, who is not really great. Their other option who should be starting is Alan Bowman. He was the quarterback of Texas Tech 2 years ago. He transferred to Michigan, and he was a third string. I don't know why he transferred to Michigan, but he did. Now he has a chance to compete for the starting job. And then their third option is Wrangler, I think his name is. Mm-hmm. So they played all three. They haven't decided on a starter. You're never going to get offensive consistency if you don't have one guy. The best player on that team is Alan Bowman, like I said, and he should be starting. They would not have lost South Alabama. Although South Alabama, I can argue that they had a top 20 transfer class. They killed it in the transfer portal. And so a lot of people are like, what a big upset. Not really. I mean, South Alabama, if you look at their roster, they're filled with Power 5 transfers left and right. So,
Martin?
I think right now some of these coaches is so much looking at the hot seat. It's kind of warm right now, but and some of these teams don't approve. You can see a lot, and I think a lot of it they don't want to change with the transfer portal and the NIL situation, and they find it hard to adjust. Oh, and Oklahoma State, they've been decent. They've been battling in the Big 12 for the last couple of years, and I don't even know why they can't get over that hump. Baylor always played good over there, but now that you have 4 new teams over there, it's going to make it even tough, especially when Texas and Oklahoma leave. Who's going to dominate that conference? Who's going to really separate themselves, as that team in that conference? That's going to be something that I'm going to have to, keep an eye on, because I think Cincinnati, even though they a little bit up and down a little bit, but I think they're still a great football team. You know what I'm saying? And I think Cincinnati could easily emerge out of there, because they still got Finkel over there. So he's a great coach. He was in the playoffs, 2 years ago? So you got to think, if Oklahoma State and Baylor don't get it together, you could see Houston over there running it. You could see Cincinnati over there running it. And then until they bring in Arizona State and all of them over there. So it's gonna be something to look at.
So we go from one quarterback situation in like Chris was saying in Oklahoma to another one. So possibility Jalen Milroe is back starting for Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyler Buckner gets in. He doesn't play any better. Again, he doesn't play any better against South Florida. Put Sampson in. Sampson led them down for pretty much the game-winning drive. But this is the worst, situation I've seen Alabama in for us, the quarterback situation. You pull Jalen Milroe after the Texas game. You go to Tyler Buckner. He didn't get the job done. He was inconsistent at Notre Dame. Now you come back with Jalen Milroe. Chris, what is next? Do you stay with Jalen Milroe? If he struggles again, do you stay with him at this point, or do you pull him for Sampson? Because like I say, I believe if you're going to bench a quarterback and the other one struggles and you're going to put Milroe in, just let him play. Just let him play. Just go ahead and let him play it out. Let him struggle. Let him play it out regardless of what goes on. They're going to be able to win some games and make a bowl game. They're good enough to definitely make a New Year's Six bowl game. But do you keep them in there? Do you keep them in there since you already made 2 changes at this point? Or do you go with Simpson if he somehow is to do struggle? But do you stay with Jalen Milroe this time?
So, me, when I found out Milroe wasn't playing, I went to the depth of the internet to try to figure out why he's not playing. I read something that said he possibly could have got suspended this week. That was kind of surprising to me. I'm like, why would he be on the sideline if that was the case? There's definitely something more going on there.
Yeah.
Milroe is the most talented quarterback on that roster. I mean, it's not even like an argument.
Yeah.
But then to do that to him was unfair. If you look at his stats, he's not even that bad. 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. It's obviously, that's not Alabama standard, I guess, but still, it's not bad. I mean, he could throw the ball really well. He can run. Let him put it all together. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, it's 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns were against, Middle Tennessee State. That's not a real opponent, which I guess, but I still think you have to put him in. They need to keep him the whole game. Jackson Dart, and we'll get into this later probably, but like to keep up with Ole Miss's offense, Milroe needs to be playing the entire game.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, when I watched them struggle last week, Alabama struggled last week, and I was like, man, this game, they should lose this game. They playing that bad. They should lose this game. I got Alabama really losing 4 games this year. I got them losing today, and I got them losing again this season. I just think they not a good team, but the quarterback that you got in there now, you should have just kept him in there the whole time. I mean, the only way he's going to get better is he's going to have to. I don't see no playoffs for them. They could probably get a good bowl game, but if you want consistency, it goes all the way back, because I was listening to the Dan Patrick show yesterday, and they was talking all about this, about how you switch from one quarterback that didn't look good, then you go back to the guy that you had that has some kind of consistency a little bit, and it keeps reminding you of the Jalen Hurts situation there. You know what I'm saying? When they was playing for, they had to put 2 in. That's the only way they was able to beat Alabama. Then, Jalen Hurts went on to do great things, Oklahoma, and then on the NFL. You're gonna have to see what he's made of. Honestly, it could be play calling. It could be the offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? It could be a whole lot of slew of different things there, because I think this is the first time Nick Saban doesn't have a offensive coordinator that he developed through his staff. He went outside to get one. So that could be a whole total different thing going on with Alabama, where there ain't no consistency, because Bill O'Brien left to go to the Patriots, so there was nobody behind him. And normally Alabama usually keep a guy in development right behind in-house to plug into that spot. So that's something that you have to look at too, also with the offensive coordinator situation.
Got you. So, again, so if it's any struggle from Jalen Milroe today, any struggle for Jalen Milroe, do y'all see a quarterback flop again? Do you see him saving give Samson an opportunity for what he did against South Florida, or do y'all see him actually sticking with Jalen Milroe throughout the year? Sticking with him. Chris, do you actually see him sticking with him this time? Letting him play? Yeah,
I do. I really do. I don't think there's any question about that. Like, when you're Ole Miss, like, to keep up, you have to play one. They don't want to go off tempo. If they put Samson in, like, they'll be so off tempo, and they can't afford that against Ole Miss.
Got you. Mark, you see him sticking with him today?
Yeah, I see them sticking with him, because like Chris said, if they do a switch, and knowing Ole Miss wants to play fast, they wants to move up and down the ball, up and down the field, they want to run the ball, and the game could get out of control real quick from them. So they need somebody in there with balance that could put pressure on Ole Miss defense a little bit, because he could run the ball, he can get out the pocket, and he has an arm. The dude has an arm. But you just gonna have to make consistent plays to keep Ole Miss off balance. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see them switching. If they switch, then they're gonna get blown out.
Got you. So it's an interesting question right here for you guys. Is Marvin Harrison Jr. the best receiver since Megatron? And
Boy, oh,
in Georgia.
Oh,
Go ahead, bro.
I just told one of my coworkers, he an Ohio State fan, and we was talking, and I told him this is who. It's 3 receivers. This is who Marvin Harrison Jr. remind me of. He's built like Megatron. He got hands like Jerry Rice, and he's fast like Randy Moss. This dude is, and he's a good route runner. He ain't just straight up and down the field. You could put him anywhere on the field, and this dude makes plays. Whoever gets him in the NFL draft this year, if they don't utilize him right, his talent could be wasted easy. This is a special player. Marvin Harrison is a special player. I think he's a combination of a lot of receivers that went through there. But for his body type and he so much remind me a lot of Randy Moss. He got great hands, got great speed. He know how to run routes. So I think he's a generation talent. You know, we haven't seen anything since Megatron. We haven't seen anything since Randy Moss when he was in college. So yeah, I'll say yeah. You know, I mean, he has it, man. The dude has that total package. I mean, I don't even like Ohio State, but I'll watch him just to see what kind of plays he's gonna make.
Got you. So we all know it's teams in the draft gonna be jumping up to try to get him. We already know. Top 5 pick. He's gonna be a consensus top 5 pick. You know, his teams in the that's gonna jump up immediately. We'll trade away a couple first round picks to go up and really get that guy. So
they already talk about the Jets trying to do that.
They already talk about it. It's already out there right now that teams are willing to jump up to go get a Marvin Harrison Jr. So go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, give me your thoughts.
So I love Marvin Harrison. Obviously, he's super talented. But my number 1 receiver going into the draft is someone by the name of Luther Burden from Missouri. I watch that guy play, and I say he is the next Tyreek Hill. He's the next sleeper. No one is going to expect this kid to do stuff in the NFL. He is going to be a baller in the NFL. And so, I love Marvin Harrison, but if I was a GM, I would wait so I can get Luther Burden, maybe in the 2nd round, and that can be my guy. I just think Marvin Harrison, he has a lot of hype going with him. He does have a little bit of an injury history too. Let's not forget that. So I just don't ever select the receiver too high. You can let him pass. I know Justin Jefferson is someone that everyone's like, well, what about him? Evaluate it and see if you really think that's your guy and then do it. But if I was a GM, I would wait to get a quality receiver, in the 2nd, 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So we got some more interesting topics. We gonna talk about Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix, is a Heisman favorite right now. He's off to a very good start after the thumping they put on. What that was last week, Michigan State. Last week they put a thump last week. So Chris, start with you, man. Talk about Michael Penix Jr., man. Do you see him keeping it up throughout the whole season, or what do you see? Where do you see the direction that Washington Huskies going?
Yeah, Michael Penix. I mean, he deserves to win the Heisman Trophy right now. I mean, it's him, Tanner, and Caleb. Right, those are my 3. But Michael Penix is just his story. 3 ACL tears. He could have quit. He was about to retire from football. He kept going, and now look at the success he's having in Washington. This guy should be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. I mean, how talented he is. But like I said before, because of these guys' injuries history, they're going to split. A team is going to try to take him maybe 25, 26, get him in the lower rounds. But he deserves to be a Heisman Trophy winner without a doubt. I mean, he's so talented. I think that he'll continue to do this. I mean, he's a gunslinger. He's going to throw for over 300 yards a game. That's the style of ball that Michael Penix plays.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me at all. One name that I'm personally really into this year in the quarterback room, if we're going to stick on that, is the quarterback of Liberty. Kadidion Slaters, I think his name is. He's from Texas. super talented. He hasn't turned over the ball at all. Cameron Ward from Washington State's another name. So there's a lot of good names, but right now Michael Penix is number one, finally.
Gotcha. Mark?
Yeah, I like Michael Penix. He got some really great numbers. He have thrown over 400 yards in the last 3 games. He only got 1 interception. His passion rating is good. I think that everybody hyping up Kalen Williams to be the repeat, and there's no repeat. There's been a long time before we had a repeat Heisman Trophy winner. And there's a lot of great quarterbacks that's, climbing the ladder. Have Drake May name out there. You got Bo Nix name out there. You got Jordan Travis name out there. Cam Rising is back today. You know what I'm saying? For Utah. So that's going to be something to look at, how he performs coming back. So there's a lot of guys, Sam Hartman's name out there. J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. But Penix, he reminds me so much of, he has that Randall Cunningham type body, that movement. And you don't really get too many quarterbacks like him to really pass the ball. I'm big on passing. Me personally, if you could run just enough, just to evade rushes to pick up a couple yards, I'm good with that. I don't need you to run for 30, 40 yards all the way down the field and, make these Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson plays. I don't need that. I want my receivers to catch the ball. I want you to sit back there and make these great NFL throws. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Penix if he gets to, trust me, say for instance, if he gets drafted this year and he get with like a Shanahan or Steve McVay disciple that knows passing the ball and that West Coast offense, Michael Penix could be really, really special for that team. You know what I'm saying? So he has the intangibles. The dude, for him to battle all of these injuries and to come back and still be able to keep his name in that Heisman, because there's a lot of guys coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even, a guy that I was high on the last 2 years, Tyler Van Dyke, if he continues to put up great numbers, you know what I'm saying, he could be a dark horse up in there. So there's a lot of great guys. You got Jalen Daniels from Kansas up in there. So there's a lot. You got Frank Harris from UTSA. So it's a lot. A lot of wide receivers, not wide receivers, but a lot of quarterbacks, that's really going to, and what's really disappointing?
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler, man. He was up there. He was one of the guys up there the last couple of years that was talking about first round. Now he is like he's fighting his way back. I'm sure he would get drafted somewhere in the later rounds, but it's probably second, third, maybe fourth, fifth round, who knows? But Michael Penix, man, he's something special, and I want to see him do well. If he keep putting up the numbers that he's putting up week in and week out, I don't know if they got USC on their schedule this year, but if he keeps doing that, he definitely deserves it. He definitely deserves to win a Heisman.
Got you. Right now, I like that Washington team. So I like that Washington team. They got 2 really good receivers, 1,000-yard receivers, McClellan and Romeo Duzane. So they're pretty nice at the receiver position, and they're pretty nice at the running back situation. So we switched to that, and we switched to Colorado. We go to Colorado, where they're in Eugene, Oregon. Will this win change the narrative of the Colorado Buffaloes? A lot of people still ain't drinking the Colorado Kool-Aid. They did have some type of struggle, versus a lot of struggles, not some type, but a lot of struggles against Colorado State. But this win today, will it change the narrative about Colorado? Chris, give me your thoughts.
Yeah. This is going to be a really good game. 21 points is laughable to me. I think it's disrespectful to Dion and Colorado, but they like to disrespect him. I think that Shedeur is going to have to be, the offense has to get rolling. They have to get rolling early. What gives me hope about Colorado being Oregon is that the fact that Oregon only beat Texas Tech by 8. Colorado is a significantly better team than Texas Tech is. So let that play out how it play out. Colorado will cover the spread. I'm putting $10 on the money line just for the fun of it, because if they do, I mean, that's a huge payout if they do. So this game's gonna be a great game. I'm really excited to watch. I think Showdown's gonna have another over 300-yard performance. So
gotcha. All right, Martin.
Man, Chris makes some excellent points, and just to piggyback and fill in some more off of his is that I kept telling people, I say, man, they continue to disrespect Deion. They don't believe in his team. They think that, oh well, he just all hype. Like, I was listening to Speak yesterday with Shady McCoy and all of them, and the first thing they said if Deion Doom goes in Eugene and beats them, they ain't got to beat them bad. If they beats them, you gonna have to stop talking about the possibility of them getting into the college playoffs, winning the conference, getting in the college playoffs. I mean, there ain't no other way up from that, because you done beat a top 10 team. You know what I'm saying? A ranked team. And then you host USC at home. And if you pull off of that, then guess what? A week later, you get Travis back. And then guess what? This gives the others time to develop with Shador. Yeah, like they did in Colorado State game. They gave them that time to develop. Then there's some more players on their bench that's freshmen. I think they're gonna utilize too. So you giving this team a cohesive unit, and then when Travis come back, you just plug him in. This team is going to be like, they're gonna stop putting up points and numbers that we wasn't even expecting in the beginning of the season. So I think it's a good that Travis got hurt. That gave Shador a chance to build chemistry with the others. And once you seen it took shape on the later part of the Colorado State game. So I'm not gonna be surprised they beat Oregon today, because like Chris said, I watched that Oregon and Texas Tech game that week. They didn't look impressive. And then the first thing somebody told me, before I think after the first game of the season, Oregon put up 81 points. I said, yeah, on the nobody. I said, they ain't gonna put no 81 points up on no Colorado. I said, you think Deion is gonna allow a team to put 81 points up on them? I said, no. This is when I had told them they was gonna go 9-3, had 9-win season in that conference. Now, like I said earlier, Oregon don't know what Colorado team to expect. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. But to Chris' point, Shador has to drive that ship. He gonna have to, and I think Shador need to use his legs just a little bit in this game. Not as much, but just enough to make Oregon think a little bit like, okay, we can't press him too hard because he could come out the pocket. See, if he got to make them pay. We already know Shador could throw that ball down the field. We already know that. You got to make them pay with your legs. I mean, even if it's 5 or 6 yards, make them pay. Make them think otherwise. And then you can start taking those shots down the field. And then you make Oregon think a little bit hard, because the thing about it is, Oregon is beatable. I mean, they struggle with a Texas Tech team, which I wanted Texas Tech to win that game. But I'm not going to be surprised if Deion don't win this game today. I'm not going to be surprised at all. I mean, nothing about Deion shocks me anymore, because when you have hope, you have prayer. So I guess I took that from Deion. So what? So I just think that Deion definitely is going to have his team ready. I think everybody just might as well expect the unexpected today, because, like I said, if they beat Oregon, you have to put their name into that college playoff talk right then and there, because they're going to show you that they could win. They could beat just about anybody in that conference.
Yeah, and I think what's really going to give Deion them a chance, I think their offense, and I think Oregon defense is not really good. I don't really think they're really good. Your Oregon and we know USC defense ain't good at all. We know they're going to be able to score upon them, yards and numbers upon them. But Oregon's defense not really as good. So I think this have a chance to be a track meet today. But like I said, the key for Colorado, they got to get off to a fast start. If they can't get off to a fast start, then hey, I have a sense that they could struggle if they don't get off to a fast start. If they get off to a fast start, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for them. So that's this topic right here with Nick Saban promised all three quarterbacks will get playing time. Who should he stick with though? Like we already said, he should stick with Jalen Milroe, but he promised all three quarterbacks that they will get playing time. But does Nick Saban stick with that narrative that he promised? He said they will get playing time. If it must be in this game against Ole Miss, all three quarterbacks will play. So, Chris, is he sticking with that narrative?
Did he say that about this game, or was it last week he said that?
I think this game. He must have said it this week. He must have said it this week about this game.
Okay, so that's really strange to me. I mean, that's not even like they're gonna get killed by Ole Miss if they do that. No, like just go in Jalen. I mean, he gives you your best shot to win, and Ole Miss could be the favorite in this game by 7 points, not Alabama. So I don't know what. Sometimes I question how they do their lines. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of confusing to me.
If you're gonna do that, you should have did the first 2 games. Actually, should have actually did it the first 2 games. If you don't know who you can trust at quarterback, you should have had just a quarterback competition the first 2 games just to actually see who you can trust down the road. So, boy, Cool McCain in the building. Go ahead, Martin. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, I think Nick Saban is trying to find answers. And then I think it's the wrong way to go by finding answers. Stick with your quarterback, not saying, well, all three quarterbacks going to play, because then you're going to have to divide the quarters up of who's going to play good. You know what I'm saying? And then if somebody doesn't play good, then you pull them in the first half, replace them. Then who you going to start after halftime? And then if they play bad, are you going to rotate around and go back? I mean, come on. It's like, none of them quarterbacks going to want to feel that way. They're going to want to know which one of us is going to be the guy that just lead the team. And if you're going to go down with the ship, you're going to just have to go down with one of the quarterbacks. You can't just rotate them in. Like you playing hot potato with these guys, you know what I'm saying? And then what's going to happen, you're going to end up losing these guys. They're going to pretty much hit these one or two of these quarterbacks going to end up hitting the portal. You know what I'm saying? They're going to hit the portal because they're going to feel like Nick Saban, they're going to feel like he lost his way. He don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Alabama already been losing players, to the portal this past offseason. So now you're going to have 2 quarterbacks. These 3 quarterbacks going to be looking at each other like, okay, well, I know I could play. I could probably play somewhere else. They're looking at other landscapes of college football probably, you know what I'm saying, which opportunity they could go in to really show what they could really do. So playing hot potato with these guys, talking about playing them and rotating them in, is going to be a disaster. Just stick with one, and if you lose, you lose. That's it. I mean, you can't win every game. You can't be on top forever. You're gonna have to take some. You're gonna have to take some L's. So it's a risky situation. I don't agree with Nick Saban doing that.
I don't either. It's just like, if you're gonna do that, you don't know who your quarterback is already. You do it the first 2 games. You do it early. You do it the first 2 games. Don't wait till you get in conference play just to have to do it. Just to try to have to see who your quarterback. You should already know who's the best out of all of these quarterbacks, who's got the higher upside, and who's the best out of these quarterbacks. Jalen Milroe, though, he does have an actual history of struggling against very good teams. But again, if you're gonna start him, then take him out, then start him again, you might as well just stay with him. You might as well just stay with him through the growing pains. He's still young. you might well just stick with him and let him go through the mistakes. See, that's what Nick Saban, is not willing to do. He's not willing to sit back and wait and let a quarterback go through their mistakes.
Exactly.
He needs that instant burst and that instant change right then and there. But you got to be willing to let this guy make a mistake, especially against a very good team. It's not like he's doing it against a bad team, against a very bad team. So if he was doing it against a very bad team, then that shows how bad of a quarterback. That shows how bad of a quarterback you are if you're doing it against someone like a Middle Tennessee State or a really bad team. That just shows you how bad of a quarterback that person is. But Jalen Milroe can actually throw the ball. He just ain't accurate enough with it. I think that's what it is. He just ain't accurate enough with it. He can make plays. He can definitely make. He definitely have that sign of being a nice, a decent, a great playmaker. He definitely have that sign of doing that. So another quarterback situation. I think you guys will know this at this point. So I think we talk about Kyle McCord did finally get the starting job, but a lot of narratives at this point saying that the backup quarterback didn't get an opportunity, didn't get a chance. He didn't get a chance for it. It's almost like Kyle McCord was the guy the whole time at that point, Chris, do you agree that Brown did not get a fair shot at being the starting quarterback?
Yeah, 100%. He got one job, they pulled him out. But Kyle McCord was going to be the starter this whole time.
Yeah.
So Devin Brown, I think I said this a couple weeks ago too, it's just so he didn't hit the transfer portal. That they just wanted to keep him because the transfer portal is always open.
Yeah.
But I believe if you enter at a certain time, you have to sit out a year. So they wanted to play that game with Devin Brown because their prayer and hope is that Kyle McCord goes to the NFL after this year. And next year you have Devin Brown and you have a kid from South Dakota named Lincoln Kaiser coming in, who's one of the highest rated recruits ever from South Dakota. And he's supposed to come in and be I heard rumors he might start as a true freshman. So Ohio State had a ton of quarterbacks coming in. They have Lincoln, they have Aaron Noland, another recruit from Georgia. So if you look at the recruiting class coming up, it's loaded. And so they don't want to waste time. That's my thought.
Gotcha. Martin?
You're talking about the quarterback situation?
Yeah, in Ohio State, a lot of people saying that Brown didn't get a fair shake at all. He did get some playing time, but he pulled them. But he kind of didn't get that much of a playing time. Kyle McCord just basically played most of the snaps. It's supposed to have been a quarterback competition. When it's a quarterback competition, you expect the snaps to be kind of even a little bit out to see, but it's a lot of expectations, he didn't get an opportunity, a fair opportunity. Basically, Kyle McCord was the guy the whole time. Do you think he got a fair shot at winning the job?
No, if he didn't win the job and he was supposed to, and especially if he beat the guy in camp and didn't get a fair shot, then we've been talking about this the whole morning about these quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much is going to end up transferring out because he know that he should have won the starting job. He should have been the guy. You know what I'm saying? Now you got all these other recruits and quarterbacks coming in.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a prime example. When Miami last year, when they had that down year, we had Tyler Van Dyke was hurt. Josh Gathers was never the guy to be an offensive coordinator. Tyler Van Dyke body is more of that spread West Coast type deal. You know what I'm saying? And then it didn't help Jake Garcia any better. You know what I'm saying? So Jake Garcia knew that if Tyler Van Dyke was going to stay, he was never going to have a chance because we had Ja'Cory Brown. Then we got Emory Williamson right behind him. So he had to transfer out to get a chance.
Yeah.
Same situation in Ohio State. This guy is going to leave. He's going to leave. Don't be surprised if he going to the West Coast where Caleb Williams could be gone. He might go on Deion's staff, play behind Shador if Shador came out. But I don't think Shador going to come out this year. I think he's going to stay another year. I mean, there's going to be opportunities for him. These kids know that, we just talked about at Alabama, these kids know that if they're going to stay or not. If they feel like they have what it takes and for him knowing that he should have been a starter, he's going to leave. I mean, you can't blame him. You know what I'm saying? That's the fact. You can't blame him to leave because he want to elevate his stock even more to be a good high draft pick for the NFL when he gets in there.
Got you. So, man, we're gonna fellas, we're gonna do our picks, get our picks going throughout the day. So I got a little notebook right here out of all three of us just to see, who gets the most picks right, who gets the top dog of this week college game. So today, we starting off the day with Rutgers. We have Rutgers versus Michigan. So Chris, start with you.
Do not sleep on Rutgers. Rutgers quarterback Gavin Wimsatt having a great season. Rutgers defense is, last time I checked, the top 25 in the country. So don't sleep. Michigan has been getting off to slow start. Michigan will win this game, but Rutgers will cover the 24.5 spread for sure.
All right, got you on Michigan right there. Got you on Michigan right here. Go ahead, Martin.
Yeah, I mean, Rutgers have been playing good. They're playing decent, but Michigan is on another level, man. And now we all know Michigan, they like to start off slow and then gain traction later on. But they cannot play around with Rutgers because, Rutgers is playing really good sound football, and you don't want to go in there and struggle and allow a team to get confidence, you know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen. So I think that, Michigan will win the game, but Rutgers probably going to make it interesting, in the first half.
All right. So very next game, we got number 4, Florida State at Clemson. Martin, start with you.
Florida State. I ain't gonna even go in that.
All right, so you got Florida State for Martin. All right, Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Florida State. I don't even need to say much either.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. You got Florida State. So I'm going to actually go with the upset pick right here. I'm going to take Clemson as the upset pick of the day today for me. I'm going to take them as an upset pick. Coming off that BC game, I think it's a lot of exposure coming out of Florida State a little bit. Jordan Travis got licked up last week against BC, and Clemson has a pretty favorable, solid defense. The only thing about it, if the offense can get on track and get going, I think this can be a slow-paced ball game. But I wouldn't be surprised if Florida State. So I'm gonna take I'm gonna take Clemson on an upset right here. That's my upset pick of the day. So we got Oklahoma on the road versus Cincinnati. Chris, who you got?
Oklahoma.
Okay, got you. You got OU. You got OU. Got you. All right, Martin, go ahead.
OU against Cincinnati, man. Brett Venables and Finkel. I like Cincinnati better than. I'm gonna just go with the upset. I'm going with Cincinnati.
Okay, good.
I've been a Cincinnati fan for minutes, so I like that team.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I'm gonna go Cincinnati with my second upset pick. So I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati with you. So all right. So here we go. We got number 19 Colorado versus number 10 Oregon. Chris, who you want?
Colorado.
Gotcha.
Can't go against Colorado.
All right, see you. You got CU. Martin, who you going?
Yeah, I got Colorado. I mean, I've been feeling it in my spirit, man. I just think they're gonna beat these guys. A lot of people don't think they will, but I just have this feeling that Deion is going to beat them.
Yeah, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna go with Oregon in a close ball game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a close game. So I'm gonna take Oregon right here. So number 22 UCLA in Salt Lake versus Utah. Martin, who you got?
Oh, Utah and who?
UCLA.
Oh man, good grief. Oh man. Dang. That's gonna be a good one. That is a good one. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm going with UCLA.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm going with UCLA. I think these games are starting to get real interesting. I think Utah. I mean, Cam Rising coming back, but I mean, you're gonna have to see how well he play. You know what I'm saying? So UCLA, they could put up points too. So.
All right, got you. Cool. Got CU. You got CU all day. I would love. Well, I'm rooting for Dion. To be honest, though, I'm rooting for Dion. I am rooting for Dion. I am rooting for Dion. So, I'm gonna go with Utah in this. I'm gonna go with Utah. In this game at Salt Lake. So I'm going to go ahead and take Utah. Hope Chris comes back up here, so we can get his pick down for this game right here. So, other than that. Got Ole Miss at Alabama. Who you going with, Martin?
I'm going with Ole Miss. I think Lane Kiffin, he gets it done. Finally, he gets it done. And then because Alabama is on a tailspin right now, so if like I always tell people, if it's the time to beat these teams, is now because you might not get another chance. So Lane Kiffin got to get it done. If Lane Kiffin don't beat Alabama today, he ain't never going to beat Alabama.
Yep. All right, I got you. I'm with you. I got Ole Miss as well. So you got number 18 Duke at UConn.
Number 8
number 18 Duke at UConn.
Oh, Duke's gonna win that.
All right.
Yeah, they're gonna win that.
Yeah, right. I got Duke. I got Duke along with your own Duke. With your own Duke right there. All right, so you got your Miami Hurricanes going into Temple.
Oh, Miami all day. They're gonna win that. They're gonna win that. I mean, I think that Taliban, them guys is rolling. They get an off week after this game, and then come back and gear up for Georgia Tech, then North Carolina and Clemson. So they're gonna go out with a bang. I think they're gonna put another 40+ points on these guys.
All right, gotcha. UTSA going at Tennessee. Tennessee lost to Florida. Joe Milton pretty much stunk it up last weekend. Pretty much.
UTSA, they one of them teams that can get you if you ain't paying attention. But I'm gonna go with Tennessee to rebound.
All right, gotcha. You got Tennessee. All right, I got Tennessee also to rebound today at home. Should be able to win at home versus UTSA. So you got a very good one right here. And you got Arkansas going to LSU.
LSU going to Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas going to LSU.
Oh, well, Arkansas needs this game, but I don't think they're gonna get it today.
Okay. I like the way, I like that right there. So I'm taking Arkansas as well. I got Arkansas with you as well. Arkansas. So all right. So we got number 14 Oregon State going up against number 21 Washington State.
Oregon State going to Washington. Ooh, man, that's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna be a tough one. Yeah.
Ooh, but Washington State been doing it, man.
Yeah, they've been good.
But they've been good. Dang, man. Oregon State had they got a pretty decent defense. I don't know, man. DJ been playing pretty good ball since he got to Oregon State. I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm going with Oregon State over Washington State.
Washington State? You going with Oregon State? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you going with Oregon State. Oregon State. I'm with you on that one. I like Oregon State's defense. Right here, but Washington State do play some pretty good football. They do. I agree with you on that one. So you got Charlotte going into Florida. Florida building off the momentum. All right,
man, hold on, man. My oldest daughter goes to UNC Charlotte, so I mean, I know Florida gonna beat them, man, but dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Florida gonna win that.
got you right there. All right, so you got UNAV going into Georgia.
That's Georgia all day. I think they're gonna run away with that.
All right. All right, so you got Georgia. All right, I got Georgia. We already know we picking Georgia right here. All right, so we got my Longhorns going to Waco to play Baylor.
I'm gonna go. I mean, I like Quinn Ewers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think they get it done in a close game to Baylor.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna go with Texas as well. My Longhorns as well, but it may be closer than when people think. Baylor is a tough place to play. So here you go. You got Ohio State going into Notre Dame.
Well, I picked Notre Dame to win. I think they're more of a more complete team this year with Sam Hartman at the helm, and I just think Ohio State has not shown Ohio State football. I think this is going to be a real test for them, and we're going to really see how. Because guess what, Marvin Harrison Jr. don't have the running back from last year. They don't have another wide receiver over there. And I think Notre Dame is going to make it hard for Ohio State. But I think Notre Dame, Notre Dame is going to win the game.
I got you. I'm gonna take. I'm still gonna take Ohio State. I won't see what I want for Notre Dame. I want to see if they for real. Mm-hmm. If they can win this game, it's possible they can be for real. So I'm gonna take Ohio State to win this game in a close fashion. So you got number 24 Iowa going up against Penn State, number 7.
Iowa, that's gonna be a good one too. Yeah. Iowa, man, I tell you what, if Penn State wants to be taken for real, then this is the game they need to make it happen. So yeah, I'm going with Penn State on this one.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm with you. I'm with you on here. Taking Penn State as well. Got you with Penn State as well. All right, so you got North Carolina 17 at Pitt.
North Carolina 17 at Pitt. I want to pick Pitt, but for some reason I think North Carolina gonna squeak it out. Right. So I'm gonna go with North Carolina, even though I want Pitt to win.
He said he won't Pitt. He said he won't Pitt to win. I feel you now. I'm gonna take North Carolina. I'm gonna take Carolina also. I'm gonna take North Carolina also to win this game right here. So I'm gonna go with North Carolina. All right, so we got number 5 USC going to Arizona State.
USC. Arizona State to me is not just that. It's not a good football team. I mean, I think if Caleb want to continue that Heisman trophy, the Heisman climb, then yeah.
All right, gotcha. So last game of the day, you got California at Washington.
We just talked about Pitt, and so I think I'm going with Washington in that one.
All right. So that is our weekly picks. So see who get the most. Hope Chris can send. I'm gonna tell Chris to send me all this guys, all this picks in the group chat. So it's been a fun show today.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Martin for coming through. My boy Chris.
Always. Hey,
go ahead.
You keep a record of all our picks.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep a record. Every single pick.
Okay, cool.
I got you.
All right, yeah, because I want to see how well I do.
All right, got you.
So, what's on tap for tomorrow for you for NFL?
Just my Texans, just the Texans. That's it.
No, okay.
Yeah.
We got Buffalo this week in DC. So
okay. Okay, y'all should feel good. Y'all should feel good about that. Playing at home versus Buffalo.
Yeah. So I'm looking to win that game too. So hopefully we pull out that win and keep Buffalo looking suspect as much as possible.
Yup, definitely. So shout out to everybody, man. This is the sports the Saturday football showdown. Martin, tell the people they can follow you at.
You can always find me on Twitter, X, Livewire Sports One, and the Writers Report, and then also you can find me on YouTube at Sports Media, Livewire Sports Media, and on Instagram and on TikTok as well.
Got you. So as for Coach Dante, as for Chris, as for my boy Martin, we up out of here. Y'all enjoy your college football Saturday, man.
That's what's up.